When we talk about the gaming market and the revenue that you can make from the gaming market, one of the biggest places that you can visit to make this thing happen is to develop your games for mobile devices. This is especially true in the Eastern market. That is why many developers decide to get there to make some money, some greenies, some cashes, some moneda, some billete, to make her or build a reputation or experience or something. But there's many cases, many instances where the actual developers of these games do not want to focus themselves, they're developing for mobile devices. Such is the case for Ocean Drive, the developers of this new founded studio that are going to be taking care of Lost Eidolons. Let's talk about that. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, to like the video. It really helps the channel a lot. So that being said, let's get into the matter. Let's talk about this thing that we have right here. Let's talk about the people behind the game. Ocean Drive is a baby rookie company, recently founded gaming developing company from veterans of Nexon. In March 2020, Cao Games, a giant in the Korean gaming media, announced that they invested $20 million in 3 local development studios, one of these being Ocean Drive. As previously stated, most of the developers are veterans from Nexon, the developers for Ocean Drive or Ocean Drive. Nexon is a company that you know for titles like MapleStory or Warface, which are some of the most renowned games from them. They also have developed a whole bunch of mobile devices games. Now, the people at Ocean Drive decided to found their very own gaming developing company. The game director of Lost Eidolon is Hyojin Lee. Please pardon me for murdering these names, but he's also a veteran from Nexon. He worked on titles like Romance of 3 Kingdoms, Cao Online, and Ilancia. His inspirations and some of his favorite games are from Koi Dynasty Warriors, Heroes of Might and Magic, and a whole lot of Blizzard games like Diablo, Warcraft, and Starcraft. Nice. Now, before you get skeptical about all of this, do take in consideration that while the developers, most of the credentials and pedigree and track record of the people working on this game are based on mobile games, it is worth mentioning here that these babies are their aspirations, what they want to do. This kind of games are they work in the mobile devices market to be able to finally get some reputation, build themselves in the world of developing games so that they would then be able to develop a full AAA kind of single player experience game or multiplayer, just a AAA game that they want to do focusing on PCs and consoles. Such is the case that we have for Wukong, and as well it might actually be the case for Chrono Odyssey. We'll have to see. There's a bunch of games out there that follow this kind of pipeline. That being said, let's talk about the game on itself. First, the narrative and the story of the game, which is going to be a single player experience. Thank the Lord in the sky for that.
Oh shit, you mind if I praise the Lord? Go ahead.
That follows Eden, a reputable mercenary in his hometown of Loneta. When an aristocratic conspiracy causes his fall from grace, he is left with no choice but to follow the machinations of fate that will engross him into a plot to overthrow the conquering emperor Ludovictus. A journey riddled with moral dilemma, bitter farewells, and emotional betrayal. Eden's journey will force him to discover who he really is in this grand stage. Now, the core of the lore building for this game, it's going to be on Western take, yes, but it's going to be as well highly inspired by Chinese mythology. Think, for example, what Miyazaki, I know that I always talk about Dark Souls, I have a problem, right? But what Miyazaki does with Dark Souls, where the main setting seems to be based on a Western world, but with huge predominance of Chinese cosmology, on the mythology of the creatures as well, which is the same case here. The world of Lost Eidolon is a Western-inspired world plunged into war, chaos, and political turmoil that will have a predominance on inspiration on the 4 symbols of Chinese constellations, which is again part of the Chinese cosmology. The Chinese constellations are the 4 different creatures that guard the world. This being said, the Azure Dragon, the Vermilion Bird, the White Tiger, and the Black Tortoise. Now, character creation. Oh yeah, my boys are gonna look classy while beating badges. Yeah, there's going to be that as well. You'll be able to play over dozens of different classes, which will be customizable on the gear, and they will have their very own skills to unlock that will help you overcome all of the battle difficulties. They talk about synergistic effects on battle, which leads me to believe that skills will have a huge importance on positioning units and careful battle management. As for the out of battle, there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you'll be able to do. The interaction with NPCs will be a whole lot more immersive and personal, since the out battle is this third-person camera exploration. Out of battle, you'll be able to recruit more heroes, strengthen your affinity with NPCs, pursue your hero's secondary quests that, well, they will allow you to know them a little bit more, to be more attached to them, nor their backstories outside of battle, and like during battle with their side quests and like that kind of stuff. Now this thing that's happening right now, I'm just in love with it, dude. We need more. I think that in a world, don't get me wrong, I enjoy action RPGs, action games. I love them, but I also love to have versatility on the gaming world that we have out there. There seems to be a predominance on action games, adventure games, because yes, I know it can be quite boring to have tactical games, turn-based games. Those are like quite a little bit more niche into the eyes of some gamers, but there seems to be a resurgence on this specific genre with titles like Baldur's Gate, Divinity Original Sin, Pillars of Eternity. I always say that. We have XCOM as well. I don't know, Mordheim, City of Them, Valkyria Chronicles. Dude, there's a whole bunch of beautiful, goddamn beautiful games like that out there. And this one, specifically this one, I really like the aesthetic that it has, because to me, if you ask me, it looks like this blend between Kingdom Under Fire, the first Kingdom Under Fire, and Fire Emblem. Because I'm a huge, I know that I say that I'm a huge fan of a whole bunch of stuff, but I love Fire Emblem, dude. I really do love Fire Emblem. And from the little bits of gameplay that we can see in that trailer right there, it really looks promising. And you know that these games probably are going to be amazing. Again, pardon me for being so redundant, but it seems that these games are going to be like quite amazing, because these kind of games, well, this is the first IP that we have right there being developed by Ocean Drive. They say that they aim to have a vast catalog for their IPs, and this one being their very first baby, I think that there's like a little bit more caring in it. Like, hey, this is my baby. I want this to be right. So I like to stay positive about these things. Finally, Lost Eidolon is going to be releasing on 2022 on PC, Xbox, and Ocean Drive also stated that the plan is to bring the game to PlayStation and Nintendo Switch as well. There will be an early access for PC later in 2021 as well, but the release date is scoped for being a 2022 early release. Also, the developers have stated that they will be like communicating to the gamers that they want the feedback. They are really interested in hearing the gamers' voices so that they can craft their game based on their opinions as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Be sure to check out their Discords and all that stuff. I have the link for their webpage in the video description. Remember, everything that we talk about in here in RPJames is sourced. Remember, if you like the video, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe, since we talk about RPGs in here. That being said, I'll see you beautiful, goddamn beautiful gamers. Don't you ever forget that each and every single one of you are beautiful people. Stay safe, stay awesome. See you later.